Good afternoon. Just want to share a few observations with you that I've thought about. Um, Primarily came into focus yesterday. Um, on Tuesday, Pam and I went for a drive up in the mountains. We had talked to people who live up there in Wilderness Ranch, and the weather had been nice. Most of the snow was gone. The roads had been plowed, and so when we took off, everything was fine. The weather was good, and we drove around, went up, and as we started home later in the afternoon, the snow would become soft, and my truck, as it went across, fell through into some deep drifts, and we were sitting basically on our axles, and my tires were spinning, and had to get out and put chains on and all that. But I remember when I first happened, I go, this we're stuck, and my wife said, you're always so negative. You're just, oh, you can't fix it, you can't, and she goes, I know you can, and uh, and I realized then it's somewhat like the nation of Israel. The sermon this week, if you get a chance to watch it, is about anger management and how Moses loses his temper, strikes a rock when God told him to speak to the rock, and because of that, he is excluded from ever entering the promised land. And it was this old habit of his anger got to him, and yet also the people had what we call the grumbling and the complaining. They made it a catastrophe uh, beyond. They said it is worse than this is a worse fate. We don't have water. Well, they might have been a little thirsty. They weren't dying. They did have God providing manna and the quail and all these things, and they catastrophized the event. And I notice that I do that sometimes. Oh, it's the world's worst, and when in reality it's just an inconvenience. It's not the world's worst, and even if it is the world's worst, just as we see with Moses and the children of Israel, God's able to supply their need and graciously does so. And so the two things that they could they make a catastrophic pronouncement, and they shift the blame. And I think we all do that too. So I just encourage you this week, as bad as you think things are getting, I know God is able to meet all of our needs. And could, the catastrophic ideas, let's save those for a true catastrophic event. God bless. Have a good week.